Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to TRG Central with another special presentation of the winners of the 2+ Triple Crown races and Special Crowns Tourney series. This is episode 2A. This episode will run the races, enter the bettors, and see how things go. The top 4 horses in each of the 8 round of 64 races will advance to the quarterfinals. Again, the round of 64 has 8 races. A total of 65 horses are entered. Remember, the play of the race, instead of entering 4 horses, they actually enter 5 because of the dead heats. And of course, we went over the dead heats last episode. The APA board game has a tendency to have quite a few dead heats when the races are fairly tight knitted, in the sense that most of the horses are rated about the same quality of horse. So, with that said, let's go ahead and start up the game. And let's see, we'll go right to the run of the schedule. And just one note, there is one new bettor that came in this week, and that's the Cooler. So he'll also be wagering on the races. And I also added a little maybe spice to the wagering. Since we have Homestretch Harry, given his warning line for the track, we thought he could wager on the races too. So what we're gonna do is, whoever his number 1 horse is, we'll put a small wager on that horse to show. Maybe like $20, just to see if the picker is actually any good at what he's trying to do. So let's go ahead and get up the schedule. As you see, now we're on the round of 64. We had the play of the race last week. I've already filled in all of the horses that advanced. Episode 2 shows you that, along with the initial morning line and the payoffs for $1, which is called odds to $1. Okay, so what we're going to also do is we're going to run the races in reverse, even though we have 1 through 8 as the race numbers. We're going to run 8 first. Not sure if I said anything about this in any of the other episodes, but when I was doing the seeding, the horses were ranked 1 to 60, and then horse number 1 went into race 1, horse 2 went into race 2, and so forth. So essentially race 1 probably has the best horses overall. So that'll be our premier race of the race card. Again, there'll be 8 races. And you see right here, 1 to 8. So go ahead and get the first race underway. We'll start it up. And here's the field. Have Middle Ground, Pleasant Colony, Complete Alex, Morgan, King, Count Fleet, Smarty Jones, Hansel, and Big Brown. Okay, so go ahead and view the race card. Again, like I had mentioned before, the horses have already been slotted in from the play-in race. In this particular race, let's see, race 8. This would not have any of the play-in races. Only the odd numbered races on the race card have the entrance from the play-in race. So let's go ahead and view its race card. Oh, let's just quickly go over information about the race. The race is a 10 furlong race. It's $1 million purse for each race. We run on dirt. Every horse is carrying 122. Well, let's go ahead and get to the race card.
The track conditions are fast.
Okay, all of the races for the round of 64 will be run at Churchill Downs. Here you see the morning line as of this morning. Remember I had mentioned that the morning line and the odds to $1 will fluctuate. So the odds that were on episode 2, I get the guideline for the final odds that'll appear once we make all the wagers for our bettors. So the post positions have already been drawn. We can pick up a rumor, see what's going on at the racetrack. There's some information as we walk by the stable. Over here the jockey is discussing 5 bets on fleet hours. I wonder if that'll affect the race at all. So let's bring up our track handicapper. And see what he thinks. He thinks middle ground is his favorite. So we're gonna put middle ground. And as I had mentioned, we're gonna have him place a wager for show for we'll just go with $20. So we'll put that wager in for him along with all of our other participants. So let's go ahead and go to the betting window. And as soon as we go to the betting window, like I had mentioned before, the post positions are locked in.
2 minutes to post time, 2 minutes.
Okay, so let's go right down I'll go down. I have a spreadsheet with everybody's wager on it, so I'll just go right down that spreadsheet and make today's wagers for race number 8. So, first one up at the window is Papa Chatter. And you see he has $450. Everybody started with $500, so he was one of the few that did not make more money than they started with. And in fact, if nobody mentioned, you can also source this. So let's go and make the wager for Alpha Chatter on heat race number 8. He is called with Pleasant Colony. to place. So Pleasant Colony, of course, in post 2. His wager is $50. And that's the extent of his. So ahead we'll process his wager. We'll go on to the next one, which is LSU. LSU is placing a win bet on Count Fleet for $50 also. And you see, he was probably the best of the bunch in the playing race. He managed a whopping $900 total. So he won $400 in that race. So process his bet. Next one up is Top Flyer. And he's going with also a win bet. This one on a Fleet Alex. I wonder if that rumor will help him out any. And for $50. Okay. Next wager is for Jim. He's going with the win for Count Fleet. Count Fleet Sports number 5. And he's going with $25. As I should say, credits. Okay. Process his bet. Next one is Real. He has $461.25 left. He's going with a show bet for Pleasant Colony, post 2, for $35. Okay, next up is one of our new betters. That's the Cooler. And remember, everybody starts with 500, so he has 500 in his account. And let's see, he's going with Pleasant Colony to place. Force 2. He's going to go with $50. Okay, next up is Jake Tex. Jake Tex is going for the win for Count Fleet. 5 for the win, $30 bet. And process that one. And for me, Superstition, we won a whopping $2 last week. Okay, we're gonna do a show, and we're going with a Fleet Alex also. So 2 of us are hoping that the rumor is correct and we get a little bonus. We'll process that bet. And we'll now do home stretch. Harry's wager. And this will be his first wager. I didn't come up with the idea until this week, so he missed out on the week 1 playing race. So let's see if he can make up for it. He's going with middle ground. He's the only feather that bet on middle ground. Middle ground's at the inside post. And as I said, we're gonna let him wager $20 each time he wagers. So go ahead and process his bet. That's it. Let's see if this will display all of today's bets. Yes, here you go. And I'll say is heat race 8. That's cool. Here's our wagers so far. We can sort in horse 5, which Count Fleet has 3 win bets on him. Boy, they're betting the house there that he's going to win. Fleet Atlas has a couple wagers on him. Let's see. Pleasant Coley has 3 wagers on him. And Home Stretch Cherry, of course, has middle ground. So let's see how well that works out for everybody. Alright, so here's the odds to $1. Once everybody has placed their bets, you see Big Brown is the favorite, and nobody wagers on Big Brown. That's interesting. Number 3, 3 people wagers on Count Fleet to win. He's coming in at $1.60. His odds were 5-1 in the morning line. Big Brown was 7-1. So it looks like it was Count Fleet, Fleet Alex, and Big Brown the top morning line horses. So done everything we need to do to get the race going. So let's go ahead and start the race.
And we're waiting for number 8.
Oh, I did make a minor enhancement to the speed of the race, trying to slow it down a little. We'll see if that works. I did once, go to the speed regulator. Remember we put it down about 30 or so we'll do that. But as you notice, I added another option here, and this is what I call like super slow-mo for faster PC. You can put a number here and it's pretty much a multiplier, and you should slow it down by that. Let's go ahead and put 20 here and see what that does. If it doesn't slow down the rates a whole lot more than what I think we were doing, maybe. Yeah, let's do 20 and see if it really slows down the race. Of course, if it slows down a lot, the next race will change that to something different. So, move the regulator. Everything tempo on races. Completely around the track. And I guess we'll go ahead and we can get going. There's your field. As I mentioned before, clicking on the horse does show their card. In this particular case, I'll build it either showing everybody. This crowd is wild! And looks like they're off.
And they're off.
Okay, that looks like that's a little better speed to see what's going on. So we did a regulator 2020. Maybe the next race we'll do a little quicker, but now you can at least see what's going on instead of a very, very fast uh, race. So right now we have Big Brown out in front, and Smarty Jones is pulled up next to him, and Pleasant Coley is taking the inside lane. So they're the top three. It's Pleasant Coley, Smarty Jones, and Big Brown. Big Brown gets off to the front, and it looks like it's a still 3-horse race. In the lead, Smarty Jones, Pleasant Coley, and Big Brown. Smarty Jones gets out first this time, but Pleasant Coley takes the lead in the back stretch. We still have quite a few horses that are jammed up in the top 4 or 5, so it should be a pretty good race so far. It's like the top 3 is giving themselves a little ground behind the next set of horses. Going into the far turn, it's still the 3 horses, Pleasant Coley, Smarty Jones, and Big Brown. Heading into the home stretch, we still have 3-horse race. The rest of the horses are kind of fading away. And it looks like right now it's Pleasant Coley and Smarty Jones. Now one more game turn. And it looks like Pleasant Coley is going to be the winner, but we'll make sure there's no issues or anything and get the official
The
call.
race is finished. This replay race record is broken.
Oh, there's our wagers. As you see, I've expanded the wagers so you can actually see most of what happened. Let's see, we have 1 winner, 3 losers, 2 winners, 3 winners, 4 losers, 5 and 6 losers. But we see Homestretch Harry wasn't very good at his prediction. I don't think we have the middle ground in the top 3 the whole race. It seemed to be just 3 horses contending for the whole race. So let's go ahead and take a look at the race results. And there you have it. We have Pleasant Coley first, Smarty Jones second, Big Brown third, a Fleet Alex fourth. And you see Pleasant Coley paid off a real nice payoff for $126. And you see here, if anybody would have wagered on any of the exotic wagers, which I don't know, we covered a whole lot last week, here's an exacta would have paid nearly $2,000. Vanilla almost $1,000. Superfecta would have paid $8,000 and Trifecta $4,000. Okay, again, like I mentioned to you, the top 4 horses will go on to the qualifying round. So we have Pleasant Coley, Smarty Jones, Big Brown, and the Fleet Alex. And Pleasant Coley trotted home with a $600,000 winning. So I think that's it for race 1. We'll go ahead and save the stats and get race 2 set up. Alright, go back to the schedule. We're now on race number 7. We'll bring it up. And then we have in post 1, I'll have another post 2, Assault, post 3, Sunday, Silence, post 4, Swale, post 5, Kawa King, post 6, Rising Star, post 7, Nashua, and post a ruffian. And if you remember, ruffian was part of the play-in race. So she is entered in race 7. And unfortunately for her, she didn't get a very good draw, but she's running in the 8th position. So let's go ahead and go over to the, and you see Ruffian does have a little advantage in the weights, and she'll be carrying 120 because she's a female horse. We'll go review the race car, and we'll go ahead and get everything set up for the wagers. So, as you see, there's the morning line as of this morning. We have a fairly even race, and just have a couple that are outside and not really that bad. Let's see what our track handicapper sales, and either they go with Assault. Assault Pose 2. And that will be his show wager for $20. And Assault, Sunday Silence, and Swirl. Okay, so let's go ahead to the betting window. No, let's take a look at those rumors. Sometimes they're pretty interesting. Oh, Aunt Heidi's Ice Cream Parlor. I think that's right across the street from the Churchill Downs track. Maybe you should invest in the hearing aid instead of betting your money away. Guess you're a bit too far away to pick up any type of rumors over at Heidi's. Hey, let's go ahead and go to the betting window. And we'll make our wager.
2 minutes to post time, 2 minutes.
Okay, my spreadsheet straightened out. First up is Alpha Chatter, and you can see he's done quite well. He's at $1,800. He's going with Sunday Silence to place. Sunday Silence in position 3. Place 50. Okay, next up is LSU. He's going Nashua to win. It's in position 7. $50. Okay, next up is Top Flyer. He said put a place bet on I'll Have Another. Place bet on the horse 1 for $50. Okay, next up is Jim. He's going with Ruffian. Horse 8, the show. For $100. That's our maximum wager limit for any single bet. We'll process that bet. Next up is Real. He has a place bet on Assault. for $50. Next up is the cooler. He made himself a really nice wager there, and for only having one that just came in this week, he leads everybody in total amount. So let's see if he can keep it going. He's doing a place on swale. Swale horse 4 for $50. Next up is J Tech. He's also doing the same thing as the cooler. He's placing a place bet on swale also for $30. Okay, I'll be wagering a show bet on Sunday silence. Sunday edition 3, and I'm wagering $30. And then we'll get our final bet in, and that's from Home Stretch Harry. He's going with adult for a show, adult for 2. Show is $20. Okay, so that's all the wagers for race 7 on the card. Let's go ahead and see all of today's wagers for race 7. And take a quick look here. Any horse has more than a couple bets. And we have 3 horses that have 2 wagers each. Not anything like last race number 8. So we'll just go ahead and get this race underway. And then the handicap and the race window and everything, it looks like we're all set.
And we're waiting for number 8.
Let's go to the speed regulator. And I think the 2020 seemed to work out real well. Don't think we want the multiplier to be any higher than 20. So let's just do 20 again. Anybody that's watching the race would like to comment on the speed, on whether or not they like the race to run a little quicker. And we'll take that into consideration for the quarterfinals. Okay, again. Get Sunday silence. Post 4 is swale. Post 5 is K.I. King. Post 6 is Risen Star. And post 7 is Nashua. And post 8 is Ruffian. So, everything's all set. We got the speed regulator all set. And we'll just get this race underway. And they're off. You see out of the gate right now is looks like Assault. And Ruffian came out of the gate pretty good to get ahead of the pack. That may be a key for Ruffian staying in the top 4 and moving on. We have Assault and Ruffian still neck and neck going around the first turn. They have a little distance between the rest of the pack. See if that holds true when they get to the home backstretch. And again, there's Ruffian and Assault, or head to neck and neck, head to head. And there you see him in the back stretch. Looks like in a pretty close race. It's still Assault and Ruffian battling it out in the back. I'll have another who's just trailing by one space. Oh, looks like we have an injured horse and horse 4. Horse 4 was Swale, so all of those bets on Swale are now we're running into the home stretch, and it looks like Assault's got the lead. Assault, Rising Star, Risen Star, and Ruffian. Top 3, I'll have another, is holding 4th. Oh, number 5, Canyon King just caught up to him. And we're very, very close to finishing this race. Looks like they may have to do one more turn to finish out the race. And they did. And it looks like it's going to be Assault with the win. And we only have one wager
The race
on
is
Assault.
finished.
With the official.
We have a photo finish for 3rd place. This replay race record is broken.
Alright, we have Tourney win. Jim won with his bet. Real won with his bet. Jay Tex, no, he lost. It was just a couple winners. 1, 2, 3. Just 3 winners? 1, 2. Only 3 winners this time in this race. And we even have Homestretch Harry getting the win. Getting wins his show wager on Assault. So he's 1 for 2. Let's go ahead and look at the final result. We have Assault first, Risen Star second. Nobody wagered on Risen Star. Third is in a dead heat with Ruffian. We had Cosmic King third, Ruffian fourth. Well, actually a dead heat for third. So those are the 4 horses that will move on to the quarterfinals. It'll be Assault, Risen Star, Colorful King, and Ruffian. Okay, so that's it for race 7. Let's go to race 6. Let's save the stats. Oh, there's your injury report too. Swell is out for a week. Came up lame and started to limp. Oh, poor Swell. Okay, we'll get back to the schedule. Next up is heat race 6. This is actually race 4 of the tournament. This race number here is the individual races. They really have nothing to do with the race number for a particular week. It's just a sequential number. So we're on race number 4. Let's go ahead and get to that. And we have in post position 1 we have Bold Venture, 2 Justify, a Triple Crown winner, post 3 Pillory, post 4 Damascus, post 5 California Chrome, posted by Ellich. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. Post 5 is Bold Forbes, and post 8 Gallant Fox. As I mentioned before, this is an even numbered race on the race card, so there are no planned race horses in this race. Let's go ahead and go to the race car, pick up the morning
Track
odds.
conditions
There's
are
your
fast.
morning odds for this morning. And Hillary seems to be a very, very high long shot. Probably the highest odds morning line long shot that we've had so far. Hey, let's see if there was a rumor around the track. If you were mingling over the padlock, you might have picked up something about Victor Espinosa, the jockey for California Chrome. So they were holding back California Chrome, maybe to give him a little extra boost at the end of the race. Well, we'll see how that works out. Okay, our track handicap for Stretch Harry is going to go with Justify in the race 6. You'll do a show bet for 20. You have to match the second Bold Venture third. Go back to the race card and we'll go ahead and go to the betting window and make our bets.
2 minutes to post time, 2 minutes.
Okay, so race 6. Okay, Alpha Chatter. Alpha Chatter is going with Justify the Place. 250. LSU. Damascus to win was 4. 50. Next up, Pop Flyer. He's going with Justified to win for 50. Next up is Jim. He's going with Damascus to place. That's horse 4 for 50. Oops. Okay, lock that one in. Okay, the cooler, he's going with Gallium Fox to place. Gallium Fox is for 8. To place for 50. And we have Jay Tex. He's taking the Gallium Fox also, but this one to show. Gallium Fox for 25. And then Will decided not to wager on this race. He skipped it. So we'll go to G Tex. He's going with Gallium Fox to show. 8, and he's going for 25. And I'll be wagering on Justify to place for 2, and I'm going with 30. I gotta get back to 500 somehow. Okay, we have Homestretch Harry. He's going with Justify the Show for 2 for 20. Process his bet. Take a look at all of today's bets. We have 2 wagers there for Jim. We'll get rid of that before we start the race. Everything else looks pretty good. I'm going to make a quick stop here and let's make that change. Just be a few seconds while I make that change. Okay. Let's go ahead and return to the race card and get this race underway. Okay, we've done all of that. And I think we're ready to go. Take a quick look, you can see the odds. Favorite is Justified. And Belligetic is nobody that wagers on. So we have everything up. Let's go ahead and start the
And
race.
we're waiting for number 8.
Field 1 is Bold Venture, 2 Justify, 3 Hillary, 4 Damascus, 5 California Chrome, 6 is Bio Check, 7 Bold Form, 8 is Gal Fox. Also, there's a few other things up there we probably have not gone over. The race information tells you a little bit about the race, 10 furlongs. There's some records. We now have some. Mini Tote Board. We can put the mini Tote Board here, or we can kind of watch it there. I kind of prefer just watching it down here. So I think we're all set. We'll get the speed regulator stuff back up to 20. And we'll put it to 20 again. That seems to be a reasonable speed. And we'll get this race underway. And the Matthews is out of the gate first. Like 5 elections. 3 horses, Bellick, Hillary, and both Fords. heading into the first turn. It looks like it bell check, Gallop Fox, and Hillary Pavlovich having the lead. And the back stretch, it looks like Gallop Fox is caught up. And Gallop Fox is now taking the lead over Valiant, and we have two other horses. The basket, the Hillary right behind Alex. You see they're pretty well bunched up there behind the leader. And we look like we still have Gallop Fox and Belich in the back stretch. And it looks like they're taking a little bit of lead over the horses behind them. Yeah, it looks like they're giving themselves a bit of distance between them. So we looks like it's in the Belich. And nobody had wagered on Belich, so that's not too good at all. Looks like Gallop Fox is going to be 2, unless the Mats can catch up, and that's the way they're going to end.
The race is finished. This replay race record is broken. The APA world record is broken.
Okay. Well, as you see, not much really happened in this race. Almost everybody lost except for the cooler. Let's go ahead and go over to the race results. Alright, so you see that Belichick wins the race. Time with 2:01. Gallop Fox and the basket, and there is a dead heat tie for 4th. Both Venture and Hillary, they'll both advance, as we have decided in the player race, that if anybody is dead heating, is there a dead heat for the 4th spot, all the horses will advance. So we'll have an extra horse added to the quarterfinals in Hillary. So let's save the stats. And let's see, we'll go ahead and run the schedule and get the next race up. Race 5 for the 3-year-olds again. Okay, so we have Pence, and I'm not sure how to pronounce this one. Chattagay, 2, Northern Panther, Shutout, Regret, Shiba, Citation, and Johnstown. In this race, Regret was a horse from the play of the race. And you see it's a female horse, they'll be showing in 120. See the race car.
The track conditions are fast.
Take a quick look at the rumors. You know, here's some info from Willie's Bar. I think that's right next to Sadie's ice cream parlor. Yeah, might be owned by the same person. You never know. Oh, we have another problem. You weren't quite far enough. You were too far away and weren't able to pick up anything. Hey, let's see what the track handicapper does for horse 5. The home stretch Harry, he's gonna go with Northern Dancer. A show for his $20 wager. And he has Pensive and Chattagay. Okay. So let's go on to the betting window. Make our bets.
2 minutes to post time, 2 minutes.
Okay, starting with Alpha Chatter. He's going with Pensive to place. 4-1. 450. And next up is LSU to win for Citation. Citation horse 7. Another Triple Crown winner for 100. Next up is Jadu Gale. Pop Flyer is going with Jadu Gale, which is for 2 to place. 2 Jadu Gale for 50. Next up is Jim. Going with Northern Dancer. So win. Northern Dancer post 3. Oops. For 100. Okay. Next up is Real. And Shiba to show horse 6. Horse 6 show for 30. Okay, next up is the Cooler. Still leaves everybody in total winnings. Each go with Citation to show for 7. Show for 50. And Joe Tex. He's got Northern Dancer to place, horse 3 for 30. And me going with Northern Dancer to show, horse 3 for 40. And the home stretch Harry. Go with Northern Dancer to show for 20. And that's all the bets for this race. Okay, looks like we got all the bets in. Let's go ahead and get this race underway. Get back to the track.
And we're waiting for number 8.
Speed regulator straightened out again. We'll go with the 2020. Seems to work real well. Get the horses. Heads to Shaggy Gay. Northern Dancer. Shout Out. Regret. Sheba. Citation. And Johnstown. Looks like Citation is going to get out first. That could help him out tremendously since he's in one of the far outside lanes. So let's go ahead and get the race started. Out of the gate, it looks pretty even. Well, this is the most bunched up race so far out of the gate. See if that stays true throughout. Right now we got Shout Out. Somebody is waiting on Shout Out going into the first turn with the lead. Citation. And then Northern Dancer and Sheba all past Citation going into the first turn. Ending the first turn, we have, looks like, Northern Dancer and Shout Out, and Johnstown is creeped into the next interesting race here tonight. You see the back stretches. And you can't get much tighter than that, folks. Top 5 horses are within one space of each other. Oh, looks like we got a little bit of heading into the clubhouse turn. They're neck and neck, and then we have Citation and Johnstown following them. Okay, we're out of the clubhouse turn, and we have 3. Shout Out, Northern Dancer, and Citation. Citation jumps out for the lead. And you have 4 horses right behind Citation, right in the last turn of the race. See if anybody can catch Citation. Now it looks like Citation is going to win it.
The race is finished.
That was a very interesting and exciting race.
We have a photo finish for second place. This replay race record is broken.
Okay, this looks like a few more people won in these races. Even I managed to pick up a few dollars, and so did Home Stretch Harry. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the race results. And first is Citation, Northern Dancer, and Shout Out share the place. And we have, let's see, so Shout Out is the third horse. Okay, we have Citation, Northern Dancer, and Shout Out. For fourth, it looks like we have a 3-way tie, so all 3 of those horses are gonna gonna be entered into the quarterfinals too. So that's Chagagay, Sheba, and Johnstown. Regret and Pensive are left out in the cold. This was actually a very slow race considering the last race was 2:01. Citation was at 2:07. Very, very slow race. Alright, let's save the stats and get on to the next race. So let's go to the schedule. And as you see, we'll be on race 4 on the race card. Race 6. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Okay. So let's go ahead and get the race 6 started. And we have Man of War, post position 1, Thunder Gulch 2, Whirl Away 3, Tim Tam 4, Needles 5, Candle Nero 2, 6, Little Current 7, Tabasco Cat 8. So let's go ahead and go to the race card.
The track conditions are fast.
And see if there's any rumors over to the stables. And Gary Stevens riding Thunder Gulch. He also looks like he might be holding back Thunder Gulch for a stretch drive. We'll see how that goes too. Okay, we have home stretch Harry's handicaps in race 4. Yeah, we'll get there. Either they go with Man of War. The show for 20. Number 2 rated is Thunder Gulch 3 Whirl Away. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the betting window and see what the
2 minutes to post time, 2 minutes.
On the at the betting window. We'll go with Alpha Chatter. Alpha Chatter is going with Needles to place. Needles scores 5 for place for 50. Okay, next up is LSU. Going with Roll Away the Show. Points 3. Roll Away is going with $100 wager. Okay, next up is Top Flyer. Top Flyer is going with 50 for Roll Away to Show. Next up is Jim. He's going with Needles to Show. Points 5 for 50. Okay, next up is Real. Going with Man of War the Place for 1 for 40. Next up is the Cooler. So lean all feathers and winnings. He's going with Roll Away to Place for 3 for 50. And we have J Text to win for Man of War. 30. And me, I go with Needles to Show for 30. And finally, we'll have Home Stretch Harry make his wager. Man of War the Show for 20. That's his bet. Okay, go ahead and return to the race card. Everything's all set up. I guess we're ready to go. So, we'll get ourselves back to Churchill Downs Racetrack for Heat Race 4.
And we're waiting for number 8.
Regulator. Okay, in the starting gate, the Post 1, Man of War, 2, Thunder Gulch, 3, Whirl Away, 4, Tim Tam, 5, Needles, 6, Cameron, 2, 7, Little Philip, 8, Tabasco Cat, fourth number 6, I probably got it wrong. It's Cameronio, Nero, Canonero 2, Division 6. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Thunder Gulch is, it looks like it's going to be the one out of the gate first. Let's see if that's the case. And yes, he is. And we're off. And out of the gate, we have 4 horses tied out the end of the first turn.
Enid, get your peanuts here.
And this race so far through the first couple of turns has been very close. We have Cabanero, 2, and Needles neck and neck as we go through the first turn. And we have Cabanero 2 taking the lead going into the back stretch. Cabanero 2. Oh, and we have Needles passing them as they're heading out of the back stretch into the home stretch. I'm sorry, into the final clubhouse turn. And we still have Needles first. And looks like there's a 3-way tie for second. Man of War has finally creeped up. He's now in the race. And it looks like we have a 4-horse race. The rest of the horses seem to be pretty far behind to catch up, but we are in the home stretch. And we have 3 horses tied going into the final game turn. And we have Needles crossing. And it looks like it's going to be Needles with the win. Let's see how the rest fare.
We have a photo finish for second place. This replay race record is broken.
Okay, looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, we had 6 winners this time. Home stretch Harry did win again. Hold it on. Wow. Okay. Take a look here. We have Needles first, 205. War and Cameronero 2. We're tied at second. And third position. Fourth goes to Tabasco Cap. The rest are done for the tournament. Let's go into the betting entrance, take a little look at that. There's a little easier way to see the betting results. And it looks like Apichatter won the most money in that race. He got himself $82.50. And there was only one win bet. That was by Jack Tech that he lost. A couple show bets did come through. And we can take a look at earnings. There's your earnings after first 4 races in the round of 64. And you see there's Apichatters and Louisville and Cooler are all pretty close. Over here we have Real has the most win bets at 4. Okay. Guess we can add another column there for win percentage. That might be pretty interesting to know. Okay, so looks like we're done with this race. We'll save it. Back to the schedule. Now up on heat race 3. This will have another filly in it. And the filly will be Rags to Riches through post position 2. Okay, there's your horses. River Ridge, Rags to Riches, War Admiral, Forward Pass, Spectacular Bid, Native Dancer, Majestic Prince, and Point Given.
The track conditions
take a
are
look,
fast.
see if there's any interesting rumors around the track today. See Point Given, trainer looking worried as he passes the wad to a stranger in a black coat. That's interesting. You can see this might be a very, very tight race. Nobody's really favored. You have 7-1 is kind of the favorite. Let's see what Home Stretch Hurry says. He has Rags to Riches and War Admiral even. River Ridge next in his handicap rating. Could be a pretty interesting race. I guess we're going to go with Rags to Riches. That's in post 2. the show for 20. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the betting window and make the bets for Heat Race 3.
2 minutes to post time, 2 minutes.
Okay, we have Alpha Chatter. He's going with War Admiral to place. War Admiral third place for 50. Okay, next is LSU. He's going with War Admiral to win for 50. Okay, Pop Flyer. He's slowly dropping out. He's the lowest with 255. Let's see what he's going with. Going with Native Dancer to win. 6. About his wager is 50. Lots of that bet. Next up is Jim. He's going with a place bet for Northern Dancer, 6. And he's going with 50. Take real. He's going with Northern Dancer to show for 50. 6 for 50. And the cooler is up next. He's going with Northern Dancer also to place. Alright, everybody got their hopes up high on Northern Dancer. And he's going with 50. Whoa. Okay, Tex. Going with War Admiral to win. For 40. War Admiral to win for 40. And I'm going to change up. I'm going with Forward Pass to show. Forward Pass is 4. The show is 30. And then home stretch Harry. He's going with Rank the Riches to show for 2. For 20. Okay. Let's take a look, make sure I got the. Okay. You see those 4 wagers on Northern Dancer and 3 on War Admiral. So out of the 9 bets made, 7 of them are for 2 horses. Okay, let's return to the race card and let's go ahead and get back down Churchill Downs for
And
this
we're
race.
waiting for number 8.
Again, and get the speed regulator straightened out. and go over the field. River Ridge 1, Back to Richards Post 2, Post 3 War Admiral, Post 4 Forward Path, Post 5 Spectacular Bid, Post 6 David Dancer, Post 7 Majestic Print, Post 8 Point Given. Okay, I think that it. Let's go ahead and get the race started. Commissions get out of the gate first. A spectacular bid looks like it. And we have two horses that went out front. Spectacular bid and River Ridge. See how that holds up as they're finishing the first straight into the far turn. And we have spectacular bid holding on to the lead. River Ridge second. And Majestic Fence is neck and neck with River Ridge for second. This crowd is down at the back turn into the back straight. And it looks like Spectacular Bid has probably one of the biggest leads of the tournament so far here in the round of 64. He is way out in front of River Ridge and Majestic Prince. And nobody wagered on Spectacular Bid. Going into the clubhouse turn, it's Spectacular Bid, and it looks like nobody is going to catch Spectacular Bid. He has good 4 or 5 face lead with just a couple turns left. Short of a disaster, it looks like he's that goes to the win. Could be an interesting race for second and third, though. It sure looks like Spectacular Bid to the hold on to win this one. Second is Point Given, and we have a little tie for third. And Spectacular Bid crosses the line. Looks like Point Given is going to be second. Third is going to be River Ridge.
The race is finished. This replay race record is broken.
Okay, there's your bets. We'll go on and look at the list a little better format on the next screen. And you can see there was not, wow, this race, nobody won any money. First time that's happened. These guys should all be sad, not happy. Let's continue on. Okay, first was Spectacular Bid. Nobody wagered on. Second was Point Given. Nobody wagered. Nobody wagered on them. And we do have a identity for fourth, War Admiral and Native Dancer. Both will continue on into the quarterfinal round. And you can see Spectacular Bid did have a very good time at 2:02, just a little off the 2:01 that we had earlier in the day. There it stops. And let's take a look at the betting parlor right now. Earnings. And you still have a little minor problem with the sort. We'll fix that next time. Total wagers.
Peanuts, get your peanuts here.
Winner is still real with the most wins, and the best is the cooler with a little over $2,000. Get a little bit of history here. See the race name for that one. Okay, and this was Heat Race 3. down to 3. And you can see heat race 3. Nobody won any money in that race. Okay. Let's get out of this and go back to the schedule. We're now into heat race 2. Just 2 races left on the card. Okay, this race post position 1 is Omaha. Second is France Sunnyside. Third is Seattle Slough. Fourth is Zan. Fifth, Charismatic. Sixth, Silver Charm. Seventh, American Pharaoh. Eighth, War Emblem. Well, you see we have some very interesting horses in this race too. All the races seem to have been pretty good except for that last one where Spectacular Bid came out of nowhere. Led nearly the whole race, and not by just 1 or 2 spaces. So, let's go on and do heat race number 2. Go to the race card.
Track conditions are fast.
See if there happens to be any rumors. No rumors again. Too far away. Let's get track handicapper in heat race 2. He's got Omaha, post position 1. So here we go with Omaha, Zev, and Seattle Slough. Look at American Pharaoh. A lot of people say he was been a very good horse. Not with home stretch everything. Okay, so looks like we're ready to get to the betting window and get the bets.
2 minutes to post time, 2 minutes.
Okay, first up again is Alpha Chatter. He has a nice $1,700. He's going with Omaha the place for 50. Next up is LSU War Emblem. LSU War Emblem to win. Wow. 8th position in the far outside lane for 50. Next up is Pop Flyer. He's going with Funny Side to place. Funny Side horse 2 for 50. And next up is Gem. He's going with Funny Side also. For 100 to show. And then it's real. It's going with Seattle Slough, the show, for 50. And the cooler is going Seattle Slough, the place, for 50. Seattle Slough, horse 3, the place, for 50. Okay, next up is Joe Tex. He's going with Yellow Flew the Show for 30. Process that bet. And then myself, I'm going with Zev. Horse number 4 to show for 40. Horse 4 for 40. And I'm under $500. Good thing I don't really wager at the horses. And we'll get home stretch hurry bet in. He's going with Omaha to show. Long for 1, show for 20. Take a look at the bet. 1, 2. Okay, there's all the bets for this race. Anything interesting in the horses? Horse 3, Seattle Flu, has the most bets on them. Okay, I think we're ready to head over to the racetrack for heat race 2. Okay, let's get the
And we're
Churchill
waiting for
down
number
and get the
8.
race started. And in the starting gate is 1, Omaha, 2, Funny Side, 3, Seattle Flu, 4, Zev, 5, Charismatic, 6, Silver Charm, 7, American Pharaoh, nobody wagered on Pharaoh, and 8, War Emblem. Okay, let's go ahead and get this race underway. It looks like Omaha is going to jump out first out of the gate. And there he goes. And then there's American Pharaoh. Okay, out of the gate, it's Silver Charm with the lead. Then we have 5 horses in second. And the second turn of the race, we have a 4-way tie for first. Going into the far turn. And we have a little bit of separation as horse 3 and 6. That's the Yellow Flu and Silver Charm. Then Omaha moves up. And it looks like a very close race as we're heading out of the far turn into the backstretch. And Silver Charm and Yellow Flu still neck and neck. They have put horse 4 Zeb now moves into third as he passed a few horses that turn. And we're still neck and neck with the Yellow Flu and Silver Charm with Zeb right behind them. The rest of the pack is slowly losing ground. Still have neck and neck. Yellow Flu and Silver Charm. Zeb running even the distance second for himself. Then we have Silver Charm going out of the clubhouse, turn into the link, going into the final, into the home stretch. And Yellow Flu is caught back up, so it's neck and neck on the last game turn coming up right now. And looks like the Yellow Flu is going to win. Silver Charm second, and Zeb third, and Omaha fourth.
The race is finished. This replay race record is broken.
Okay, we had a couple winners this time. So continue on to the race results screen. We have Seattle Sioux with the win, Silver Charm second, Zeb third, and Omaha fourth. And American Pharaoh did not do well. Anyway, Seattle Sioux had a 2.2-minute 4-second run. Not real fast, but not bad. Okay, so let's go up here and take a look at the betting. We'll deal with those results and take a quick look again. And we had the Cooler winning the most there with his bet on Seattle Flu. He got him to place. The other wins were, let's see, winning bets were 3, of course, on Seattle Flu and 1 on Omaha. I actually won a whopping $2 in that investment. Yeah. I'm still not even at 500. Take a look at the earnings. And the Cooler is still over 2,000. We have three bettors that are over $1,000. We have a couple, we have 3 under 500. In fact, Top Flyer is sitting at 155. He's only won 1 bet and 8 tries. I'm sure he doesn't want to continue that streak at the track. Okay, so let's go ahead. We'll save this. We'll head into the final race on the race car, Heat Race 1. Okay, and you can see this is a fairly interesting race too. Post 1, winning colors. 2, carry back. 3, real quiet. 4, 20 grand. 5, affirmative. 6, cap pot. 7, third Barton. 8, Secretariat. 9, Rachel Alexandria. Now this race was the one that had the 2 horses in 4th place dead heat. That was winning colors and Rachel Alexander. You can see that both fillies, they're carrying 120 in this race. So let's go ahead and get to the race car and get this race underway in a few minutes. Take a look at any rumors, anything happening. Secretariat is a shoe-in. And let's see if the track handicapper thing stops. No, he doesn't have Secretariat very high on his list. And Secretariat is starting way out. If Secretariat can't get ahead of the crowd, they'll have a hard time getting through all these fantastic horses. So he's going with carryback. Show for 20. And then he has real quiet and 20 grand. So, go back. Go to the betting window and get all the bets in so we can
2 minutes to post time. 2 minutes.
Around the 64. First up is Alpha Chatter. He's going 20 grand to place. That's not 20 grand the money. 20 grand the horse. That's horse 4. Betting $50. And the other, he's actually making 2 bets. He's going to make another for Secretary for this other place too. So we'll have to give him another card. Dollar with Secretariat to place for 50. Now, if you didn't know, you can wager, have more than one bet on a race, as long as you have enough money to cover. Okay, so that one's saved. We'll go on to LSU. LSU is going with Secretariat to place for 100. Lots up the bet. Okay, next up is Pop Flyer. Hopefully he'll be able to do something with this bet. He's got winning colors to place for 50. That's horse 1 for 50. Okay. Next up is Jim. He's going with Affirmative to win, horse 5 for 50. Next up is Real. He's going to go with Secretariat to place for 75. Secretariat, place for 75. Next up is the Cooler, still leading in the pack with over 2,000. He's going with 20 grand to place. Horse 4, place for 50. Then J-Tex is going with Secretariat to place for 30. And I'm going with carry back the show. Was 2 for 40. And the final wager of the day and Homestretch Harry going with carry back the show for 20. Horse number 2 for 20. Okay, let's take a look at the bets. Which is 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We have 4 bets on Secretariat. Probably the most money bet on any one horse in the races on the card today. We well over $200. Looks like about $255. So let's go ahead and return to the race card. Get back out to Churchill Downs for the final race on the race card. Heat race 1.
And we're waiting for number 9.
Okay, going over the starting gate. Horses are entered. Winning color is 1. Carry back 2. Real quiet 3. 20 gram 4. Affirmative 5. A pot 6. 7th is for Barton. 8th slot is Secretariat. 9th Rachel. Winning colors on the 2 fillies. So far, I don't think any of the fillies has been able to advance, so this is their last chance to get a filly in the quarterfinals. Let's go ahead and get the race started. And they're off. And Affirmative gets out of the gate first. Let's see how they're doing. Looks like it's a permanent carry back and winning colors. Finishing up the first straight. And we have 80,000. Third turn, pot goes into the back turn. And the horse 9. Horse 9. Oh, that's Rachel. Rachel was in second along with third Barton. Boy, this is all that stuff. Secretariat doesn't look like he has a chance if he got stuck in the pack. Showing a miracle going into the backstretch. I don't think Secretariat even gonna get into the quarterfinals. In the backstretch we have Capult and third Barton. Capult now takes the lead into the last turn in the backstretch. See if Secretariat can make any ground. Doesn't look like it. Looks like he's going to be stuck. Maybe he can get the fourth, though he has a chance to continue. Okay, we have Capot and Tur Barton and Rachel Alexandria. And then we have a whole bunch all backed up group for the fourth spot. So Rachel's probably going to be in the fourth spot here. So okay, we're into the home stretch. We still have Capot with the lead. Okay, last turn, and Capot finishes first for Barton. And Secretariat do anything? No, Secretariat is out.
The race is finished.
To the quarterfinals. Yeah, a pretty bad race for that horse.
We have a photo finish for third place. This replay race record is broken.
Hey, looking at the bets, and we only have 2 wonder bets. Myself and home stretch Harry. Whoa. Alright, take a quick look here at the final. Capot with a 2:04 time. First, second, and third Barton. We have a 3-way tie for third, fourth, and fifth. So it looks like me carry back, Affirmit, and Rachel Alexandria will make the cut of the quarterfinal. Rachel is the only horse filly to make the quarterfinal field. And that's not bad because she was in post position 9. And Secretariat just did not do well, out of the money, didn't win any money at all. Well, that's it from Churchill. Let's go back to the betting parlor and take a quick look here. Go at the result. You see, the only 2 that won any money. In fact, I won the most money in that particular race with $62. And home stretch had 31. Everybody else came up empty in that one. And take a look at the earnings. And you still have Cooler, LSU, and App Channel, all the ones that have broken the $1,000 mark. I am back to over $500. Home stretch Cherry only has $513 himself. Pop Flyer is down to $105. He's not going to have a whole lot to wager with the next series of races. Okay, well, I think that's it from TRG Central. Hope you enjoyed the the round of 64 here at Churchill Downs. Remember, on Tuesday we'll have the post-position drawing for the 4 quarterfinal races. You'll also get the fields for the 4 races and the morning odds. So this is Gary signing off from TGR Central here at Churchill Downs. Goodbye.